Hello, my name is Nathan Peters, and this is my ePortfolio, and this consists of a therapy ed chapter, Sames, Radomski, and Pedretti chapters, and basically these are Xmind maps that classmates and I have created throughout the semester, and basically for this I took what I liked and changed it up so that I can facilitate my studying for the MPCOT and prepare me for level 2 fieldwork. And before I get started explaining these, I also will be showing other resources that's going to help me prepare for fieldwork in the MBCOT, such as assessments and social media platforms. Now, the way I organized this was the Therapy Ed Chapter 1, and basically this is where it breaks down the certification process of becoming an occupational therapist. And one thing you'll notice about all my sheets here is the background. I prefer it to be a darker color, like brown wood. It kind of has this like home feeling to it, and it also it's not white because usually the white backgrounds hurt my eyes. And also most of my boxes and bubbles are going to be navy blue because that's one of my favorite colors. So starting off with this chapter 1, certification process. This right here breaks down the exam in content format, and this is going to help a lot because when it's breaking down the content, it's good to know what to expect for the exam, and it's a great way to reduce anxiety for those who have test anxiety. And then credentialing agencies, which is MBCOT. After exam, examination day, so kind of breaks down, big one right here, 4 hours allowed for the exam. Just knowing what to expect is always good, and I think this is definitely the first process to have. Moving on to the same chapters, 4 and 5. This is the OTPF and frame of references. I put this second because this is so important to have. The OTPF is the Bible of Occupational Therapy. It guides our profession's practice, and then we have the frames of references. Our guide, which is the depending on what setting that we're in, is also going to guide our interventions. So starting off with just frames of references, there's this YouTube video that I really like. I'm going to click on it right here. Oops. So OT-Rex is a great resource. I highly recommend her. I watch a lot of her videos along with OT Mary, but she's breaking down right here just the OT models and frames of references used. Okay, and then going back, you see here kind of just what she's explaining, but this in a mind map. And I'm a visual learner, so in order for me to learn a lot of information, I have to see either like a picture and how it's played out. So here we have is the ecology of human performance, model of human occupation, NDT, occupation adaptation model, occupational behavior. So this is going to help me prep for the MBCOT because it breaks it down in nice detail. What population they're used for. All right. And then moving on to the frames of references. I'm sorry, the OTPF. So the OTPF, we have the domain and process. This is basically what we need to know, what our profession serves with the domain. So, education, play, work. The more I read up on these, the more it just becomes second nature. But it also, I love the picture because you just see this like the big picture here and have it break down, and that's really what helps with learning a lot. So you have your occupations, your client factors, performance patterns, and then broken down, and then also just given examples. So I love this: motor skills, coordination, balance, posture. So it's kind of like a story that plays out. All right, and then we have the process. So the process is usually beginning with the evaluation, where I would obtain the occupational profile, analysis of occupational performance, and then intervention plan, and then applying and selecting outcome measures. And then you have some videos, But yeah, it kind of just really breaks it down. I really like how this was created. And a lot of my mind maps here are going to go from left to right, and they're going to be the same color. I think consistency is key. So even just establishing this as an Xmind is going to teach me to establish a routine studying for the MBCOT. So whether it's 4 hours a day, five times a week. So it really helps with a plan. And then I like this for the models of frames of references. So integrates theoretical assumptions for the use of practice, first the ways of structuring or organizing info that is relevant to practice and for the purpose of guiding and thinking. So just having stuff like this really serves as just kind of a info. So like breaking down the model versus frames of references, because this is often confused within the profession, and some people don't know the difference. And this is important to have, not only just for field work. This is important to know not only for field work but also for the MBCOT. All right, so moving on to Radomski chapter 12, and this is selection, gradation, analysis, and adaptation. So here he already breaks down the analysis, and these are taken from the Radomski chapter, so I can just zoom in right here and see what that means for the activity focus analysis. I also like the adaptation. So adaptation is a big thing that our profession does, and so it gives examples, boom, 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 and then pictures. And also I added the fundamentals of learning, the teaching process. So therapeutic use of feedback, and then therapeutic use of context. So just breaking that all down. I'm not going to be able to go through all of these, but I'm going to continue on. And then we have the assessing abilities and capacities, so cognition. And then it kind of just breaks down each box. And then we have Pedretti, evaluation and treatment of limited occupation performance. And I love these pictures right here. Zoom in. So prompts to promote awareness of errors during functional activities. And these are important to have because they it just kind of gives you examples of what to expect. So you're not just reading a box. So I really like that. And then moving on to Radomski chapter 5. This one is really important to me because it's about visual process, which I think within the profession can be often kind of forgot about. When we think of occupational therapy, vision is a big part. And moving on to here, just this example I have here, what normal vision looks like. And so having these words to the side and then having what they look like for the examples is going to help me for the MBCOT, because I would see this word and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. I know what homogeneous synopsy is, and then I'll have this visual that goes to my mind. So that's a good thing about that. And then just kind of breaking down other processes of visual assessments you can use. YouTube videos, I love the visual pathway video, helps out a lot.
People in general who are...
Okay. Moving on, going to Radomski chapter 23, another just visual processing, breaking it all down. And I love these pictures. So this is what age-related macular degeneration looks like. And then cataracts, diabetic retinopathy, and then retinosis pigmentosa. So having these visuals and then having it breakdowns of how you can treat this, like medical treatment, rehab treatment, functional observation. So just basically what to expect. All right. And then we have another one, chapter 24, talks about the cognition overview. And I like this table right here because it goes more into detail of, central nervous system lesions and what they look like. All right. And to continue on, I'm not going to be able to go through all these, but I have Chapter 8, which is motor planning and performance. Chapter 20. And then assessing abilities and capability sensation. So sensation is a big part that we have to look at when evaluating patients that we see. And so we have breakdowns of what you would mostly see, like peripheral nervous system, neuromuscular junction, dysfunction of peripheral nerves, classification neuropathy. So it's all just a big breakdown. And there are many more. So we have Andretti, chapter 25, and it just continues going on. So having these and just going through each one will facilitate my setup to MBCOT. So my plan is to, before getting to heavy bulk studying, I will look through these mind maps, each do one a day, and so it kind of gives me like almost like a preview of what to expect. And then when you're reading it, you're just like, aha, it clicks. And also it's just a quick guide if I need an easy reading, just like Dr. Chan said. If you need something like a light reading, just to study for, mind maps are it. And I also felt led to share other resources that I'm going to be using. So OT assessments, I have it broken down by cognition, vision, coordination, environment, and then just Brown worksheets to look at. And then going on, we have more assessments to look at. And this is going to help for my level 2 field work and different assessments that I can use. And lastly, Instagram has this feature. You can do it on your mobile phone or on the computer, but it has this feature where the people that you follow, you can save their post to your to like an album or like a collection. And I've been doing this throughout the semester. It's kind of like a read later thing, but you can categorize them. And these are my OT resources. So maybe whenever I'm taking a break or on the go, and social media is a big part of our lives. So on Instagram, you can. I follow some OT occupational therapists, and they share their ideas and their treatments, and it's really cool because they just break it down easily. So for example, unilateral neglect, I can just click on it, and this person, she said, use for unilateral neglect, and she just breaks it down to what to expect. And then also just advice. So mentally preparing for the MBCOT, and also a description. Hearing practitioners, their experiences, and getting tips from them is a lot easier, and just on a social media post to reach out to people. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to this next step of preparing for level 2 field work. I'm excited, I'm nervous, and then the MBCOT. So it's just the next step, and I'm thankful for Dr. Chan, how she is really influenced us to use mind maps and also other resources. She's been a great professor, and I'm thankful to have her. Thank you.